Man, right when you thought you was done with him, right when you thought that Kanye was going to just disappear for maybe, give us a year, Kanye, give us a year before you come back with this insanity. But right when you think that he's done, oh, he comes right back. We going live from the underground. Yeah. What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back with another live from the underground. Here we go ahead and talk about particular topics that's going on in the music industry as they continue to come in. And, there was other things that I wanted to talk about here. There were plenty other things, like, there's a bunch of projects that came out that I wanted to kind of touch on for this week. Like, who was it? It was, Denzel Curry with the Walking came out. I wanted to touch on that. The Richer Than I Ever Been Deluxe, even though, I hardly ever touch on deluxe projects. Wanted to touch on that a little bit, though. Benny the Butcher, Johnny P's Caddy with J. Cole. That's another thing that I wanted to touch on. Will I? Possibly. I'll possibly touch on some of these things. You feel me? But not right now. Because how could you? When everything is pointing towards, oh, everybody wants to hear about Kanye. People can't get away from the Kanye fix. Even though Earth Gang came out with a new single, which the Earth Gang single, it was kind of trash, but whatever. I would much rather be talking about that than Kanye again. But what more can we do? There's really nothing else. Really nothing else we can do here, man. So, okay. Kanye is teasing that he's going to do Donda 2. As you can see through this artwork, he's trying to attach it to the 2/22/2 date that's coming up, which is something, if you guys go back in time, man, when dates like that would come around, the mixtape game would go so crazy, especially on Dat Piff. Like, this is something that people want to mark the projects, you feel me? They want to drop something like, oh, this is a sign that my music should come out. Let me go ahead and do something special for this date. My issue with that, why so soon? I understand you're trying to mark this date as something that you really want to do, Kanye, but come on, bro. You shouldn't go 30 years like Dr. Dre before you drop an album, but you of all people should not be trying to release any new music until you get it right. One, you teasing dates, is there anybody out there that actually believes that? I didn't think so. After how much he was backpedaling on the date after date after date until it got to the point that Drake pretty much just called him out and called his boss and got his drop date and said, you know what, I'm going to drop on this date. I'm not playing these games with you. Do you think anybody is going to actually believe you that you're going to drop anything at this time? Like, the best that we can honestly get here would be if you go ahead and drop a single. Let's just keep it 1,000. Let's just keep it 1,000. The best thing that anyone could hope to get from this particular date, February 22nd, 2022, is just a single. Because honestly, if he does drop an album, it's going to be trash. Like, even the best, most quality musicians that's out there that can come through in one take Hove. They'll come through and do everything that they want to do in one vicious take. These people still take more time to do a project than what Kanye West is doing. I mean, if you are looking for a whole album of nothing but the quality of what Easy was with The Game, where that seemed rush, trash, and a project that really, it could have some potential if the right people had their hands in it, but they didn't. And he just put it out there, and because it's Kanye dropping it, all of you fans, all of you people out there want to continue to pump him up, want to continue to tell him how great he is when that song was trash. It was complete trash, regardless of what people feel. That was bad. Was it as bad as Donda 1? No, because Donda 1 actually took some time, as we saw, as he was constantly trying to update it, trying to make it better with all of the performances and things that he was doing, and which that was next level. But him just turning around doing something like this? Nah, bro. And looking back at Donda 1, it's not getting much play on my playlist to the point that it's risking getting deleted. You feel me? Like, the only two songs still left standing on my playlist would be Okay Okay and Hurricane. And I still give respect to those. Like, the production and the way he put those together were pretty cool. But yet, whenever those songs start coming up to it's time to listen to them on my playlist, I find a hard time not fast forwarding through it. Like, right now, I'm really still listening to The Weeknd. I'm still listening to Tory Lanez. I'm with hold up, let me pull up my list. Hold up while I'm playing. I've been listening to Corday a lot because, again, like, whenever new albums come out, I of course go back to get a complete understanding of what these individuals are doing so I can give you my review. So Corday's been getting a lot of play as of late. Nick Grad, which I didn't even get a chance to review, but he got one song that's really getting played. NLE Chopper got some sounds on here, man. But really, as of lately, like the last few days, because Earth Gang came out with the single, I went back and listened to all of Earth Gang's stuff. So Earth Gang has really been getting a lot of play. Kanye is nowhere to be found. I'm still listening Sonic before I get to Kanye, dog. Let's just keep it 100. Like, Kanye is fading to black really quickly. Like, my interest in the Donda 2 album is waning too hard. And with Donda 2 on the horizons, I mean, nothing good can come from this. An individual like Kanye West, who is lacking the core fundamentals, who's lacking the actual skill set to make anything. You dig? Like, he needs all the help that he can get with all of his writers. Where, I mean, if you look at Pusha T, who's written a bunch of his stuff, Pusha T is now beginning to move on as he signed to Def Jam now, as he thanked Kanye West in good music in a message. But this may be a good thing because now Kanye has to move on from Pusha T's style, where he will actually believe that he was a good rapper, where he actually believed he had punchlines, where he actually believed that he was something more than what he was. That's what Pusha T brought to the table as his writing staff. And now with Pusha T gone, hopefully we'll get a better vision. We'll get somebody who actually keeps him down to earth. But when you look at more news coming out saying that it's going to be executively produced by Future, and Future is my cousin, who pretty much my brother. He's one of my brother's favorite rappers out there, you dig? But there's nothing good that can come from that. One, Future's not a good lyricist. Two, Future has no idea what executive producing is now, do we? Like, what is Future's experience with being an executive producer? Anybody tell me this? What exactly has Future executively produced to the point that people actually care about it? How versatile, exactly how versatile is Future when it comes to making music? Is it just me, or has Future been making the same music for the last 5 to 7 years? Like, he has moments in there with the Future Hendrix where he got different sounding production. But I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you, oh, Future takes a different direction every time he hops on a beat. No, he does the same thing. And this is your executive producer. This is the person that Kanye is going to be looking towards for direction or what to do next for his project when Future's only gonna be telling him, yo, let's just go ahead and make another trap song. Let's just go ahead and do this again. Let's make this same song. Like, you can just run this up. As you can see through all the people that they've been teasing with collaborations, Kanye West is more going into the direction of gangster trap music and individuals of that nature right now. As I don't know why this is becoming a thing, but people are taking text messages that they get from Kanye and putting it online like, yo, look at this text message I got from Ye. He wants me locked in for Donda 2, as he did with the Money Bag Yo, saying, yo, let's put this BS behind us. I'm trying to lock you in, just like he tried to lock in Soulja Boy, huh? Like, see, Kanye be gaslighting dudes, man, and he's definitely gaslighting Money Bag Yo into thinking that he's a good rapper too. But then he'll turn around and be in an interview like he did Soulja Boy, like, oh, did you hear the song? You didn't hear the verse. Like, Soulja Boy's trash. Yeah, he is. Just like Money Bag Yo is trash. He is. But then he got other features that he got on. Like, he got a picture with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown. Did you hear Antonio Brown's mixtape? That trash that he put out there. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not an AB fan, because F-A-B. You understand? I'm still a fan, fam. How he completely disrespected the Steelers all the way around, even though they deserve it. They deserve it from time to time. I mean, one, they catered way too hard to Big Ben, which is why we're not going to be a good team for maybe the next 5 years unless we get lucky and get a quarterback sometime, some way, somehow. But yet, AB was a strict proponent of that. If we actually kept AB and Le'Veon Bell, we could have gotten one more Super Bowl out of it. But AB gonna do AB things and be a cancer to everything that he touches. So I'm never gonna be a fan of AB. And when you listen to his music, I already can tell he's a trash rapper. He's never going to be anything more because he put all of his time and efforts into being an athlete, which is good. He's one of the best athletes of a generation. I'm never going to take that away from him. But when you try to transfer over to rap, oh, you're going full, who was it? Deion Sanders, who made a trash album. The only good ball player that turned out to making a good album, I would say, was Allen Iverson. Well, Damian Lillard is pretty good too, but AB is nowhere near the quality of what these individuals are. But that ain't the only person that was in this picture. Wack 100 was in this picture, as Wack 100 has been trying to get more into the business side of things, on top of him still gossiping and being a lame, an overall lame. I mean, I know a lot of people on the streets got love for Wack 100, but can you really say he represents the streets when he's running behind and bigging up Tekashi Snitch 9? So I think I have the right to call out Wack 100 on his nonsense. He had the game in the lab with him. Well, I still got love for the game, but the game ain't the game like he used to be. Like, if we talking easy, the game, it's trash. I think the game is washed up. Honestly, the only person out of this whole photo that I was actually excited for was will.i.am. Not a fan of will.i.am, dog. But will.i.am and Kanye West together on a track, that may interest me to a degree because it's an interesting dynamic. Like, that's one thing that Kanye does well, is he brings forth interesting dynamics, interesting different collaborations that you never would expect. And will.i.am is a talented producer. Not the best, but the best person out of this entire image that they posted up. He's the only one that I'm excited for. And that's something that I never thought that I would say. Kanye promoting something, and the most interesting thing that comes from it would be, tone that down. The only thing that's interesting from that would be will.i.am something I never thought would be possible. But as Charlamagne the God said about Kanye West, he's using these gangster rappers from Whack 100. Well, Whack 100 ain't a gangster rapper, but he deals in a lot of gangster stuff with gangster individuals, as he is still the manager of the game, I do believe. But the game as a gangster rapper, but Charlamagne saying that he's getting around all of these gangsters to use them just like he used backpack rappers. And I agree. That's what Kanye does. Kanye is always in constant search of that next sound, that next thing that he's trying to do, and he finally is coming back around to a degree. Like, he was never full-fledged on the gangster side, but he's going into that direction with Future. He's going into the gangster, trap, drill side of music for this next particular project. And I mean, I'm not hating on that genre of music. I got respect for that genre of music, which is why I still ultimately review these people, even though the best ones that get put on in the game are not very good. Like, the best ones out there are the ones who don't get put on in the game. Those are the individuals who actually show nothing but skills. Like, if you go back to the Trap Music is Trash live video that I did, I actually played you the quality trap drill rappers that's out there doing their things. You feel me? But what Kanye is going to get, Kanye is going to go out and get him like the most trash, weakest MCs that he could possibly find. The ones who are notable because he's Kanye and he can afford them. So he's going to get the notable people to continue to build up the buzz. But the music is going to be trash because that's not the thing that's notable within that genre. In that genre, what's notable was people that got the street cred, the people that's out there doing their thing out there in Chicago, in Atlanta. If you want to look at NLE Chopper from Memphis, you want to look at Atlanta. Like, these individuals are really popping because they have the street cred. On top of the street cred, the music fits in with what the music industry is doing, and people are very interested in it as they gossip about all of the things that happen in the streets, as motor rates and things of that nature continue to climb, shootouts and things of that nature, which are not cool. Nothing about this is cool. Nothing about this should really be promoted and pushed out there, but individuals like academics is doing it to the highest regard. So would it shock you that Kanye is going to use that too? I don't think it should surprise anyone that Kanye is going to use this genre to go ahead and do his own thing. What up, Julian Rodriguez, saying that the date is too good to be true? That's facts. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not coming out at that time. The best that we can hope for, Julian, would be a single. Just point blank period. The number one best thing that you can hope for this is he actually starts doing a show, a tour or something, debuting his new music as promotion as he did Donda 1. That's honestly the best that you can hope for. What's actually going to happen if we're going to make if we're going to go ahead and make predictions, if we're going to make a prediction here, what's really going to happen is nothing. He's going to drop nothing. He's going to come out with another date, and it's going to be pushed back for as far back as it needs to be pushed back. This go round, he's not having an individual like Drake that he's trying to compete with, that's forcing his hand in order to drop something. He's not going to have that because him and Drake has already made up to a degree, I think. Even though the gossip that's coming out now is Drake has already gotten with Kanye's new chick. Which the pettiness never ends, I guess, if that's true. So much for the whole let's bring these individuals together so that there'll be peace muscling that they did for the concert. So much for that. It's already beginning to creep back up into the nonsense realm. But I mean, I'm always excited for new music. I'm always excited for new entertainment, new things that come out from all the top artists, no matter who it is. Even Kanye, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Kanye no more. I was when he was actually creating good music, when he was actually doing his thing. But since he's been super egotistical, thinking that everything he drops is gold, and everybody keeps boosting up his head, saying that, oh, Kanye, you're the greatest of all time to do it. We need more of this from you. Give me good quality music from you, Kanye, and then we can move on. You dig? But if you're not gonna give me that, I'd rather you just be quiet until you actually put forth the time and the effort to create something of substance. Julian Rodriguez says, do you think no longer fighting with Drake will result in a more thought out project since he's in no rush? One would hope so, but no, because here's the thing. Kanye does Kanye things. There's no logic, there's no reason, there's no meaning to most of the things that Kanye does. This project you're seeing already. Yo, I'm trying to put out something by February 22nd, which is what? That's 22, 23, 24, 25 days from now. 25 days from now. He should not be in a rush to do anything. But he's trying to show that he's going to have something in 25 days to show us. He's clearly rushing himself for no reason. He's clearly not interested in doing music. You feel me? He's more interested in the hype that could be around dropping something on this particular date than him composing something miraculous. You feel me? Like, I need to see Kanye West get more interested in music again. If he ultimately becomes more interested in making quality music again, then yes, I can see quality music come from him. But that's not what we're seeing here. What we're seeing here is Kanye West back into his promotional bag. He's back into him being one of the best promoters of his own brand, his own music that we've ever seen in hip hop culture since the beginning. Like, we can never deny that. Kanye is one of the best promoters, one of the best branders, one of the best to do it on the business side of things. This is why Kanye is still notable. This is why when everyone else of his generation have all fallen off, when we're seeing Jay-Z is no longer Jay-Z no more. Like, he ain't really been dropping like that. You feel me? His notoriety, whenever he has been dropping individual songs, it ain't been popping like Ye has been popping. He has clearly surpassed Jay-Z at this moment. And his best, honestly, has surpassed Jay-Z. His mentor, the guy that he always looked up to. Kanye is one of the greats when it comes to self-promotion and doing his own thing, man. But that's what we're getting right now. We're getting promotional Kanye. We're not getting musical Kanye. I need to see musical Kanye come back. I need to see the bands. I need to see actual bands go to the music studio and perform, and not perform. I don't need to hear the music, but I need to hear stories of the individuals that's going in there helping him with his stuff. And I need to know these names. I need to know these names in terms of, oh, I know Timbaland. I know Dr. Dre. I know Just Blaze. I need respectable individuals on that level, or I need to know some underground acts, because I know a lot of super dope underground producers that's doing their thing out there right now, that Kanye would be genius if he were to go ahead and scoop up some beats from these individuals and go ahead and get put on. You feel me? Go ahead, take that, and then flip it to some of his musicians that can play the guitar, play the drums. People put their own imprint on it to take the music to a whole nother level, to create a new dynamic sound. That's what I need to be hearing before I begin to believe that Kanye West is going to drop anything of quality. And if not that, I'm going to need a single. Give me just one single, one dope single that gets me excited. To be real with you, the whole promotional campaign from Donda, there wasn't very much actual music that got me excited out of that. I mean, when he started switching up the performances, the songs, and giving you new things, new features from individuals, like the fact that he was switching things up, that's what got me excited. Not so much the music. But there was a couple songs in there that I'm like, yo, okay, that joint, the songs that are still alive on my playlist now, that Okay, and that Hurricane. Those are the songs that got me excited from the whole Donda promotional campaign, and they're still the only songs that's living on my playlist. I need to hear something of those calibers soon. Like, if you're actually going to drop an album or drop anything on the 22nd, I need to hear something of that caliber really soon. Like, we talking like, yo, within the week, by the end of next week, there needs to be a single. Something that can be pushed, promoted for these last 22 days that we're gonna be waiting. But again, though, I mean, with Kanye being a promotional mastermind, the peak of promotions, I'm sure he got his own views on how he wants to promote it. Like, he doesn't necessarily need music to promote his joints, as we've seen with the super success that he's had in a bunch of other projects. When he was just doing music videos on the side of walls worldwide, where he posted up a website on where you can go find it if you're somewhere in the neighborhood, and people would travel from one place to the next across the country so that they can see and document what Kanye was doing, or how Kanye does his fashion shows and cross promote that with his music, how he does things like that. I'm not saying that, you know, he has to have a single, because promotional wise, he's a genius. He'll figure out something to get his brand out there that will raise awareness that people will actually want to be a part of. I understand that. He's genius. I'll give him that. But for me to get excited for the actual music, I need to hear something. I need to be reading something about who he got coming through. And executively produced by Future ain't it. That is not it. That's a bad sign already. Because like I said before, Future only makes one song. He just puts it on different beats. And for him to be executively producing anything, a person who hasn't really put out anybody besides himself. Like, what actual artist has Future actually put on? It's hard for me to say anybody. It's why he's still out there putting out his own projects. He slowed down a whole lot, but he's still putting out a lot of his own stuff because he ain't been putting on nobody. He's just Future Hendrix doing his own thing. Which is respect if you don't want to be part of the business, but now you're getting your name as part of the business as an executive producer. I need to see what you need to do, what he can do. And musically, his entire career, he's been one-dimensional. Sorry, Zone, Drum. He is one-dimensional of an artist. A one-dimensional artist should never be the person executively producing anything. I would much rather you go back to Pusha T. I mean, and Pusha T was a terrible president for good music. Everything that he wanted to do ultimately was the same too. Like, he always believed in, oh, let's get the lesser beats so that our lyricism can outshine everything so that we can stand out here. That was the emphasis that Pusha T brought to the good music table. Thank God he's not there no more, because they didn't sign lyricists or anybody that was actually of that caliber to make that work. Besides, what was his name? I'm not gonna say that. There was some lyricists on good music. What's his name? Actually, let me go ahead and do a quick search. Big Sean was a good lyricist, but he was never a super outstanding lyricist. 2 Chainz, people give 2 Chainz way more props than they actually should have. Pusha T wasn't a very good lyricist either. What's his name though? Actually, he was like the best lyricist in all of good music. I got songs by him. Give me a second. I got to go all the way to hell down. Oh well, I'll find her. It's gonna hit me sooner rather than later. But Sci-Hi. Thank you, Chris Zero. Sci-Hi the Prince. Easily the best lyricist that good music had, but how did the president of good music, Pusha T, actually help push them? Any of these lyricists here, how did Pusha T actually push and promote these individuals? None of them got any bigger than what they were going into good music. Good music was really nothing much but for Kanye West's continued success. All of them, they had their moments. They had like the summers where they did come through and drop good. They did come through and drop moments of good music, no pun intended. From the summers and all of that stuff, the good summer or whatever it was called. They had their moments. But it really didn't turn into like a dynasty. It didn't really turn into what many was hoping it would honestly be. It didn't do the same numbers, the same amount of success as you could see Cash Money did back in the day. Where you talking Hot Boys, you talking the individuals, Juvenile, Lil Wayne, Big Timers. All of these people were doing better numbers than all of these people within good music, and these were better artists than they had on Cash Money. Same thing for No Limit. When you go back to No Limit, Master P, Silk the Shocker, Mia X, all of these individual talents that I'm not gonna say they were the greatest artists or anything either. I will say good music had better artists than Master P and No Limit Soldiers had. But those artists got pushed way better and they sold way more under Master P than they did under Kanye and Pusha T. So that's why I'm like, cool. We don't need Pusha T to be part of good music for there to be success especially for Kanye to create good music. We don't need Pusha T. Thank God he's gone. But I would rather have Pusha T than Future. Because all we gonna do now, instead of, real hip hop is where it's at, this is the type of music that this brand needs to be, instead of that, which is what Pusha T brought to the table, what you're gonna get is, we're going to do commercialized trap and drill new age music. Everything in this label is going to be centered around that. You feel me? And with everything being centered around trap, drill, gangster music for the foreseeable future for this record label, I can see it just fading away. I mean, they did have one chance, they did have one person that actually fit into that mold in which he was the future sound alike. He was the future stand-in. You feel me? Which is why I wouldn't do it if I was Future. I mean, well, no. Whenever Kanye calls you to do anything, the answer is always yes. I don't care if he's calling you to executively produce, to just add music, to add lyrics. Doesn't matter. Kanye, everything you touch seems to go super ridiculous platinum. Like I said, Donda was not a very good album, but it still went 300,000 equivalency units in the first week. Didn't sell more than Drake did, but it still went 300,000 equivalency units in the first week. And then it still went platinum after that. Anything Kanye touches turns to gold. Why? Because his audience just pole jocks him. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying his core audience of people that believe that everything Kanye has dropped has been absolutely amazing since Yeezus. Clearly, when he begun to tail off musically, when he begun to not care like that no more, going all the way back since then, these people talking, oh, this is Kanye's next greatest album. This is better than his last album. And the last album was better than his last album. And the last album was better than his last album. And he's 1,000,000 times better than anybody out there in the music industry, even though he clearly has nothing else to talk about. Like, one of the reasons why I was kind of excited for Easy, the song with The Game, is because him having these domestic issues and being upset with Kim Kardashian and such, this is actually giving him content, things to actually talk about. But the fact that he's trying to go in a gangster direction when he's clearly not, and he's clearly not inspired. I mean, when you listen to the new age of all of these new individuals that's coming out there, there's very few of them that actually inspire me. Very few of them that's out there that's actually talented enough that I actually give a little bit of respect to. Like, I'll give a little bit of respect to NLE Chopper. NLE Chopper, he drops the gangster drill trap music. He got a flow, but it's not polished, as he got somewhat exposed on this new album. The new album wasn't very good at all, as a bunch of his albums are really only one track joints, and then it is what it is. Who else along those lines would I respected King Von, because King Von was actually a polished individual. Rest in peace. It's sad that he didn't get a chance to showcase his abilities to the highest regard. Honestly, right now, I'm more interested into the conscious mainstream rappers like Earth Gang, like a Loot, like a Spillage Village, who Earth Gang is a part of. I'm more interested in Isaiah Rashad. I'm more interested in a IDK. I'm more interested in, even though he's new and he's an industry plant, I'm more interested in Bobby Sessions. Now, okay, I would like to hear Lil Baby. Lil Baby and Kanye, that collaboration would work. Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Kanye. Put in some Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs, he be on some gangster new age from time to time, but he does whatever he wants to do. But that's about it in terms of the people who's making this kind of music that actually inspires me. But this is the direction that Kanye clearly is going with his album, and with Pusha T leaving, it could be the direction of his record label too. And it's a mistake. I will say it was a mistake. Chris Zero says, I find it very interesting that not all of good music's biggest signees left around the same time. I feel you. I think frustrations just bubbled over, you feel me? Because most people just weren't getting pushed. Most people weren't getting promoted. The interest in the label was waning. Kanye just was doing Kanye. Kanye is going to continue to climb because he's Kanye. He's going to continue to push his brand. He's going to continue to hustle. But yet, him not putting forth that same kind of effort that he does for himself, for the other signees of his label, because he's focusing more on himself. It's the same issues that you get from a lot of these other labels that, you know, have big name artists on there, but is owned or ran and operated by a big name artist. This the same issue that Ludacris had when he was signed to Def Jam. One of the biggest, most selling artists within Def Jam, Ludacris. But yet when Jay-Z became the president, then Ludacris became a competitor. Something that Ludacris said in his own album. Like, he's still the man, but he's competing with his own president. As he was. Just like anybody that signed to Roc Nation. None of them were getting promotion, the same kind of promotion that Jay-Z got for all of his albums that wasn't doing very well. Why? Because Jay-Z is Jay-Z. This is my label. I worked my way to the top. Why should I have to promote and push you individuals more than I promote myself? He's lucky J. Cole just became a grassroots phenomenon who needed zero promotion in order to sell consistently. He's lucky he got that out of J. Cole, because J. Cole clearly got no promotion. And it wasn't because of a marketing plan, a ploy. I mean, maybe, but given that no one else in the record label got any marketing promotion or anything like that, I would say he just got the standard. He got the standard of what Jay Electronica was going to get, but Jay Electronica is so full of crap that he can't drop his own projects. Like Jay-Z and these big name artists, like Nas. Look at Nas' whole record label. He's just now getting better at it, where he's able to try to push other people. But even that time when he was trying to push others, that kind of faded away now, didn't it? Now we're just more anticipating King's Disease 3 now. Who under Nas's record label is actually getting the love? Who is actually getting the promotion? I don't know. It's not a lot of them. Oh, it is definitely not a lot of individuals. But this is how it works. And that's why I think once one person is like, yo, I'm tired of this. I'm not getting no promotion. I'm not getting no push. Kanye is doing Kanye things. He's jumping off the deep end. That's why I'll see if one person is able to find their way to get out and walk away, then the rest of them is going to walk away. They're going to realize, yo, if Pusha T doesn't have to take this, then I ain't got to take it neither. If Tiana Taylor ain't got to take this, I ain't got to take it either. If Kanye can get threatened by Sci-Hi the Prince and all that stuff and threatened to walk away and walk away, why do I have to sit up here and take all of the nonsense that Kanye is doing and it's not giving me anything? If Kanye's gonna go out and do interviews about how just being super disrespectful to Big Sean, I'm sitting there and I'm watching Big Sean write all of the stuff, make a whole bunch of the hits for him. I'm sitting here watching how much of a valued and important member Big Sean is, but yet I'm watching Kanye disrespect him. Why should I sit up and what am I expecting to not get disrespected in the future? Like, it's just flawed. It's a flawed record label. It's a flawed business practice. And this is why you really shouldn't sign to rappers. As Pusha T said, of all people, Pusha T said, you signed to one rapper who signed to another rapper that signed to 3 more, man. That's 3 bad luck. It's not a good look because all of these people are splitting your money. That's why, you know, a lot of anger, a lot of beefs, all of that stuff come around, like Big Sean being upset with Kanye and all that stuff. It's around the money. From what you done wrote up, all the stuff that you were owed, all the things that you did. The money is what's going to break people up and stuff, dude. This is why I always recommend to people, you should watch the TV show, the Wu-Tang TV show that's on Hulu, because they actually go and show you how they did it, the Wu-Tang Clan, and money didn't get in the way. They structured it in a record label, in the record deal, in the record label, so that the individuals can go out and get and make their own money, and the record label as a whole would eat off of it, but yet they gonna do their own thing though. And everybody is managed by the same team. Like, it was super dope how the RZA put that together. But Kanye is not good at that. And most rappers are not good at creating things of that nature to build the fan base, well, to build the record label so that they can sustain. Instead, we constantly see what rappers, Kanye to Jay-Z to all of them that reach that top tipping point, they use the talent that's within the record label like a vampire to go ahead and continue the progression of their own career. Because if Kanye didn't sign Big Sean, Kanye would not have made a lot of the hits that we know him to have made. Because clearly, based on the interviews, Big Sean wrote a lot of it. A lot of the super catchy, a lot of the hooks. Like, Big Sean does that better than the vast majority of people that's out there. You feel me? It's very hard for anybody to actually question the fact that Big Sean is a very talented lyricist, a very talented writer, a very catchy individual. He can make stuff that's he's been making hit after hit for these individuals. And Kanye did what Kanye and all of these big name artists do. They vampire the best hits from these individuals, bleed them dry, try to bring in more talent as they go. Like Drake does the same thing. Anybody that's signed to Drake, you're working on a Drake album. You're not working on your stuff. You're not getting promotion from OVO. You know you're never going to be as big as Drake, even if you deserve to be, like DVSN. Individuals, division. Individuals like that who's talented. When you get put on by a rapper, you're making the music for that individual rapper. Eventually, you're going to get tired of it. Eventually, you're going to need to step out and become a man on your own. You got to go out there and do your own thing. You feel me? You can't sit up under these individuals forever. Because if you try to do that, they're going to lose respect for you as Kanye did for Pusha T. They're not going to give you the credit that you deserve. They're going to try to take away your budget. They're going to try to take away your money. If you're not... Memphis Bleak never stood a chance to be as good as Jay-Z, to be as big as Jay-Z. Why? Because he was under Jay-Z, doing the same thing that Jay-Z was doing. You understand? Why do I need to hear Memphis Bleak's rendition of Jay-Z when Jay-Z about to come out with a new album next year? And did you think that Jay-Z was ever going to give Memphis Bleak the same kinds of promotion that he was giving himself, that he was fighting for himself, that he was going out there doing all for himself? No. Jay-Z is the most greedy, selfish individuals that you will ever see, as is well documented through the likes of Dame Dash, to anybody else who's ever had an altercation with him, anybody who's ever had a business issue with him. Everybody has come out saying the same thing. Even Jay-Z says it in his own music. He's selfish. Everything he does is for himself. We know this. Everyone knows this. It is a fact. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. But when you begin to use that, and that gets in the way of you using that gets in the way of a whole bunch of artists' career that you promised that you would help them succeed, that you was trying to showcase and all of that stuff. When you go out of your way to sign an individual like Jay Electronica, you should have a plan, shouldn't you? Like, if you gonna go out there and have your ear to the streets and say, oh, these individuals are dope. If I were to get these people signed to my label, they may be the piece that I need to push anything forward. Shouldn't you have a plan for that individual's career? I think you should. I think as a individual trying to create a record label, if you go out and sign somebody to your record label, you should have a plan on how you want to promote that person, because if not, you're messing up another person's future. You're messing up their dreams and aspirations and people that's under them that need to eat. There's a lot of people, that person got family that need to eat. But you being the selfish individual that you are, trying to use them and vampire off of what you hold from them so that you can continue your career, you are making music as a whole worse. 1. 2, you're making enemies out of these people in the future, clearly. I mean, a lot of these people, they'll never speak out against you, but a lot of people will. Like how Jeezy tried to do the same thing to Freddie Gibbs. But Jeezy just tried to do the pump and dump. Jeezy signed Freddie Gibbs because Freddie Gibbs was already hot on the streets. Freddie Gibbs was building his name. He already had a record deal that fell through. He was building himself up. He was hot. So Jeezy was like, okay, if I just get Gibbs and put my name on top of him, don't even promote him, just say he's my artist, give him a snowman chain or whatever, a CTE chain or whatever he gave him. And then, okay, go ahead and make a couple songs, made a couple songs with him. Now I'm going to sell them. Now I'm going to try to sell them to the highest bidder. I'm going to try to sell them to the record labels, and it didn't work. Why? Because Freddie Gibbs already had experience. All these individuals already knew who Freddie Gibbs was because he was already signed to a major. And they wasn't moving no units. They wasn't promoting him. They wasn't doing much for him. As you go back and listen to some of Freddie Gibbs' old music, how he's talking about, man, how was you signed to a major label, but you back on the streets selling drugs? He was speaking about his own life. Gibbs is finally just now turning over. Like all of this happened so long ago that people done forgot that it actually happened. But Gibbs is just now building his own notoriety to that level where he can break through and become a top artist in this industry. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort in order to do that. A pump and dump like Jeezy tried to do was never going to work in this likelihood. It was never going to work, but that was Jeezy's whole style of trying to do the same thing Jay-Z does. Same thing Kanye does. Same thing Ludacris even did. You feel me? Like, who actually came out of disturbing the peace like that. Luda was still pumping. Luda was still getting his own promotion. Luda was still doing his own thing. But everybody within disturbing the peace really didn't do well. You feel me? What up, Intelligence Cycle? What's good? Appreciate the 1999, fam. What up, Topaz? Yeah, folks give Ye too much of a pass. They will like anything he releases. They will like anything that he releases, even if it's not up to the standard. Yeah, want to hear quality? Check out, if you want to hear quality, check out Johnny P. Caddy. Johnny P. Caddy. What is Johnny P. Caddy? Is that the that's the what's it called? That's that's the Benny the Butcher joint with J. Cole. Haven't peeped it yet. Have not peeped it yet, but that's definitely on the list, fam. That is strictly on the list, to be real with you. And the reason why that is on the list, well, the reason why I didn't review that or touch on that here is because this Donda 2. Like, there's so many other things out there that I did want to touch on. Like how Earth Gang, did you hear the Earth Gang new single? It's not very good, but Earth Gang, I like Earth Gang, man. Like, and I've liked them. I really first got introduced to a degree with them in what was it? It was Spillage Village. Spillage Village, because they're part of Spillage Village with Jid and Six Slack, as people like to say. But Spillage Village is pretty amazing. The single isn't very good, but a lot of Earth Gang's earlier work and all that stuff, that's something that people should go ahead and peep out. But that's one that I wanted to touch on. I definitely wanted to touch on that Johnny P. Caddy. And yeah, man, I'll say, yeah, go ahead and peep that on. Y'all will probably hear it before I do. Remember, what up, England? Keep it real. Remember Wiz Khalifa's Taylor Gang? What a joke of a group. I'm not, okay. You didn't know this. I don't really tell people like this all the time, but Wiz Khalifa is my actual cousin. A distant cousin, but he's an actual cousin of mine. So I know all the people within Taylor Gang. I haven't met them all individually, but I've heard all of their music, and I rock with Wiz Khalifa. But can we say Taylor Gang was ever going to pop as well as Wiz? No. I think there were individuals that were in Taylor Gang. There were some individuals that were within Taylor Gang that actually showed promise. Chevy Woods. And Chevy is a cool dude, personally. Chevy is an amazing dude. I like Chevy Woods, as he's delivered some quality music. Like, a lot of people sleep on Chevy Woods. Chevy Woods actually made a lot of really good stuff, man. It's just not consistent. He never got the promotion because Wiz Khalifa was going to be Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa is promoting himself. Wiz Khalifa doing his day-to-days. Wiz Khalifa getting promotion from Atlantic. Wiz Khalifa actually did this smart thing and went on Juicy J when he had the availability to get signed. And that's like the only other artist that's within Taylor Gang that I would see, that the vast majority of artists out here that I've been naming off, that's the only one that I would say like actually got a good push behind a top rapper. And Juicy really didn't need it like that. Like, I mean, Wiz did that because Wiz is a good dude. He did it for the love of a legend in Juicy J. I mean, how could you not love Juicy J, DJ Paul, 3-6 Mafia? How could you not love them? So I love I overtly love what Wiz Khalifa tried to do there, especially with Juicy J. But again, it comes down to this. It comes down to this. Why do you think most NBA players are no good at actually being GMs? Like LeBron James, he tried to pull a whole GM card now, didn't he? He tried to be like, okay, I want to get Russell Westbrook here to LA. I can make it work. Clearly, that was the dumbest move he's ever done in his career. Clearly, he's not a GM. He clearly doesn't know anything that he's doing. But because he is a basketball player, he thinks that, I can teach other people because I was doing it. England Keep It Real said, yeah, them old Juicy J mixtapes were fire. Facts. Not as great as 3-6 Mafia joints though, but I love me some Juice, man. I love Juice. Juice and Paul, maybe the greatest duo to come out the South. They could legitimately be like, and we talking up there with Outkast, UGK, 8-Ball MJG. We talking with the greatest. You cannot dismiss Juicy J and DJ Paul from that argument. Even if they weren't like strictly focused on lyricism or artistry or anything of that nature. Doesn't matter. They focused on them beats and they made a lot of great music. And they're still doing their own thing to this day. But what I was saying, as a rapper, it's hard for you to find other rappers. It's hard. Why? Because you're going to try to find rappers that's doing the same thing that you're doing. And that's the same mistake that Jay-Z did with Rockefeller Records, while Rockefeller Records really didn't pop on the highest level that people thought it would as an entire record label. It only begun to pop to the next level because Jay-Z started going out of, okay, let me just not sign the lyrical gangster rapper that is doing the same thing that I'm doing. Let me go ahead and diversify the game. Let me go ahead and get this cat Kanye West, who's doing backpack hip-hop rap music right now, who got amazing beats. Let me go ahead and sign this guy because he adds a different dimension to Rockefeller Records. Oh, that worked. So, if that worked, let's go ahead and sign this girl. Her name Rihanna. She can bring a whole nother dynamic to, well, it's Rock Nation now. It's no longer Rockefeller Records, but she can add a whole R&B, hip-hop, Caribbean vibe that has been missing from this label all the way together. Oh, she's going platinum and doing a whole, but she about a billionaire like Kanye is now. That's when it all started to work now, ain't it? When you begin to not do the same thing that you've been doing all along. But rappers, ball players, all of these people do not see it because when you are in it, you think that you're doing the best things out there possible. England Keep It Real also says, yay 3-6, yeah, 3-6 Mafia definitely influenced A$AP Rocky a lot. Yes, absolutely. 3-6 Mafia and the South, like this whole time, to be real with you, this time period that we have been in, where the South and all of that stuff has been really rocking hard, a lot of this has been influenced by 3-6 Mafia. So much so that 3-6 Mafia had to come out and start hitting people with lawsuits left and right. Like, yo, y'all are not going to keep stealing our stuff and say that, oh, we're inspired by you. Yeah, you are. But you're sampling our music, using our whole style, and you're just saying, oh, you were influenced by us, but you're not cutting a check though. Like, that's how much this current age of music has been influenced. Like, there's a underground group. They're not even all that underground. They get a lot of work, but yet they're not like super mainstream yet. But they're called the Suiciders or something like that. The Suicide something. The Suicide Boys, something along them lines. These guys are the latest that get sued by 3 6 Mafia because they're using all the 3 6 Mafia sounds, all the samples and things of that nature. Like 3 6 Mafia is a lot more dominant in this time period than what people will give them credit for. And why? Because they're from the South. People try to discredit the South at every tone. You feel me? They really try to discredit everything the South does simply because. Now, do I discredit the South a little bit from time to time? This new age brand, yes. Even though they are pioneers of the sound that they're putting out there, even though it's a evolution of the trap music pioneered by Gucci Mane. That's all that these people were doing, but yet they're using the Kanye West auto-tune singing that became a notable thing. Like, you combine all of that, you get the brand of music that we're hearing right now. I discredit it because a lot of these people out here, they're not as talented. They're still getting put on, but nobody is actually really all that talented like that out there no more, because the labels are specifically the major labels and the underground one and the mid majors. Like, people are specifically targeting the lesser caliber rappers and putting them on. So therefore, I discredit a lot of the music that's coming out, but there's a lot of people out there that are actually rather talented, that I wish they get a chance. Like, this whole genre of music is actually pretty good. Man, we've been going on for past an hour now. Past an hour. I appreciate everybody who done came through, man. Today's a good day. Today's a good day, you dig? But I'm about to go ahead and head on out, unless anybody got any questions for me. I'll take a couple questions if there's anybody out there who has any for me in the next minute or so. But to just recap everything that I was saying from the beginning, for those of you who came into it a little late, the Donda 2 is getting teased for 2/22/22. I don't believe it. Just based off of what happened with Donda 1. What happened with all the dates. Nothing ever happened. We'll be lucky if a single comes out. Next thing is, it's way too soon for Kanye to be dropping anything new. Even with this new inspiration that he's been getting about his divorce and all that stuff, it hasn't really developed into quality music yet. Easy was not that good of a track. And Kanye is an individual who needs all the time that he can get because he's lacking in core fundamentals of being great musically, and he's just not inspired like he once was. And then executively produced by Future, it's a whole nother strike. Future has nothing, like, he has executively produced nothing that excites me. What experience does he have? Is this is pretty much just name only, in my opinion, as he's a one-dimensional artist, and that's not a good sign for the direction in which this album is going to go. I would have much rather have Pusha T, even though, thank God, Pusha T is gone. So that Kanye can go away from the I need to be the top lyricist doing New York styles, what he's clearly not good at. Kanye is hanging with gangsters he's using gangsters for his own promotion here, just like he did with backpack rappers, like how Charlamagne the God said. As you see with Moneybagg Yo teasing his collaboration on IG, which That's a trash way of promoting anything, clout chasing, saying that, oh, I'm gonna be on Donda too. Soulja Boy thought he was gonna be on Donda as well, didn't he? And then he got Whack 100, The Game, Will.i.am, and AB all in the lab. Nothing about that is actually intriguing to me. This album is off to a bad start. If this is clearly off to a terrible start, if the album is going to sound anything like this. England Keep It Real says, easy was rap. It was boring as a beat. Yes, thank you. But see, that's the typical style of production that we're going to get from Kanye West. Why? Because Kanye West was never a great producer. Well, never a great beat maker. He's a good producer. Beat makers in terms of the people who's laying their hands on the keys, playing all of the things, making all of the samples that is needed and such. Kanye was never good at that. If you go back and look at all of the credits that Kanye has released, his best records is always a bunch of other people. From Timbaland doing the beat to Stronger, that Kanye just went on ahead and threw his own little flavor on top of it. To like all the people that he was shouting out at the end of his albums and stuff like that, man. Like, he gets a whole bunch of musicians to come through and help him with everything that he does. But when he decides, oh, this is a sample that I can do all of this myself. When he does that, you see exactly how limited of a musician he actually is. He has a really excellent ear for music. I will never take it away from Kanye. His ear for music, when he's actually on his A game, when he's actually doing his own thing, doing it the way that he needs to do it, he can tell what a hit is and what is not a hit. He knows this. But the problem is, he's not always on his A game. He's not always on his medication either, clearly. From time to time. You're gonna get more beats like Easy, because that's Kanye. That's Kanye's brand. I noticed that years ago. Years ago, while he was making all these super boring, trash type joints, man. When I was reading the track listing, while it was just produced by Kanye, no additional vocals, no additional plays, nothing on the underlying, no samples. Well, he'll have samples, but yet the samples aren't chopped up properly because he doesn't know how to do any of this stuff. But what he does know how to do is, yo, that sounds dope. Maybe if Big Sean writes something super catchy, then we can make a fire hook out of this. Big Sean made that thing that's super catchy. Oh, okay. We got a hook. We got something. We got a beat that's okay. Maybe we can outsource this. Maybe we should outsource this one to, say, Timbaland. Timbaland, who's a phenomenal beat maker, an individual who's known for playing the keys and sampling and having his own team of producers. He got a whole app dedicated to producers and helping push producers and listening and doing things for these producers. So he's constantly influenced. He constantly can find people like, yo, let me get that beat. We're going to flip it up. We're going to put that Timbaland effect on it. We're going to go ahead and sell this Kanye. Oh, so Timbaland made that into something fire. So now we got a fire beat. We got a catchy hook. Let me go ahead and hire a guitarist. Go ahead and throw in a guitar what do they call? A guitar solo. Let's go ahead and throw in a keys solo. Let's go ahead and bring in some people. Let's bring in some background vocal singers. Like, Like I love me some Chris Brown. Chris Brown is one of the most talented individuals. We could just get him for background vocals on top of this track. I think it could take it to a whole nother level. Oh, it didn't work. Chris Brown was just not feeling it, I guess. Let me go ahead and delete that off. Chris Brown is going to hate on me just like how Soulja Boy hates me for deleting his voice. But it is what it is. Experimentations. I'll just eat the cost. I got enough money that I can do this. But so, okay. Who could we get to actually sing this? Oh, Silk Sonic is dropping something amazing. I need that whole soulful sound. Like, it's a soulful sample that got the Timberland feel to it. If I could get Silk Sonic to go ahead and throw some background vocals in to help me with the theme, then this could be 10 times better. Oh, that worked. Now all it needs is a dope verse from me. Let me get some ghostwriting. Let me get somebody. Let's go ahead and get Pusha T, Big Sean, all of y'all to help me with my voice, even though I can come up with some comical little punchlines myself. But after I make that, have them help rewrite it. Help them make it into something much more. Oh, we're coming in onto a classic now, ain't we? So much of this is coming together now. And Kanye's ear for music is making it into something way better than what it originally was. But the thing that'll take it to a whole nother level, let's get the right feature on here. Let's get somebody who's popping right now, or somebody who's up and coming popping, who got a lot of notoriety from the core fan bases of individuals that I want to rock with. Let's go ahead and put Cordae on it. Ooh, Cordae will set this off 1,000%. Man, we already paying close to $1 million for this. Probably not $1 million. Probably this track right here that I'm explaining to you probably came up to about $300,000, $400,000, including studio time. But let's go ahead and put Cordae up on there. Cordae understands the power of what he's listening to. The fact that this could be the next, as soon as Kanye drop it, this could be the next greatest single for the generation. This could change the way that music is being heard. This is what Kanye is best at. You feel me? Not like Easy, where Easy was clearly, okay, I took this sample and I sent it out because I wanted to be done like this. And I'm gonna have other people take care of it. Once it gets back to me, I'ma just pretty much put my stuff on there and put it out as fast as I can, because what I'm saying is something that's people want to hear in the commercial industry. People want to hear the gossip of my issues with Kim Kardashian and the fact that she's messing with or downgrading herself with Pete Davidson. That's ultimately what we're going to get from a lot of this new Donda 2. Instead of him taking the time, composing great individual songs from scratch. Damn the cost. Forget how much it costs. I got the money. We'll keep doing it, and until my ear for music comes through all the way 100%. Till everything comes all the way through, I'm rocking with it like this. But sadly, that's not what we gonna get. And that's super frustrating though. And that's going to be super, super frustrating, man. Because who doesn't want a great Kanye West album? Who doesn't want one? I want one. I've been highly critical of all the Kanye stuff, dude. As of recently, like man. Like it's hard for me to point at any albums that I actually cared for. We talking Donda. Even with the deluxe, even though we already heard all of the deluxe songs or whatever. Jesus is King. Kids See Ghosts was trash. Ye was trash. The Life of Pablo had a couple joints on there, but Jesus was trash. Watch the Throne. I know a lot of people like Watch the Throne. I know. It was trash though. Yes, it was trash though. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was the last good album from Kanye West. That was the last one. Who doesn't want a good Kanye West album? Who wouldn't be excited that Kanye is already returning so soon? Kanye actually, you never want to take away from the fact that he has the potential to create something great. It's like, okay, my quarterback, Big Ben from the Steelers, washed up. He retired, thank God. He could not throw the ball beyond 10 yards. But I could not deny every time he stepped on the football field that he could win that game. No matter how bad we were trash this year. We did not deserve to make the playoffs. We did not deserve to make the playoffs at all, but every time Ben steps on the field, we got a chance of winning, and we just so happened to win more games than we lost and made our way into the playoffs. England Keep It Real says, Watch the Throne was fire. You tripping here. And no, it wasn't. Now, which album would you rather have? My Dark Twisted Fantasy or Watch the Throne? Which album would you rather have? Graduation or Watch the Throne? Which album would you rather have? Late Registration or Watch the Throne? Which album would you rather have? The College Dropout or Watch the Throne? Out of all of those albums, which I feel as though were the best albums that Kanye released, Watch the Throne was easily the worst one of them all. Kanye being too blinded by the fact that he's doing his mentor, Jay-Z, and Jay-Z being as selfish as he was during that whole creative. Jay-Z held back that Kanye wanted on Watch the Throne that should have probably been on Watch the Throne. I'm not saying that it was as bad as 808s and Heartbreak, but they are on the same tier. Watch the Throne was on the same tier as 808s and Heartbreak, which these were like seed tier Kanye West before he dropped off the map and did Yeezus, and all the following projects after that was all F tier. Okay, we gonna mess around and do a tier list ranking. We gonna do a tier list ranking, dog. S tier Kanye West albums. Kanye West, The College Dropout. That's an S tier album. Classic song after classic song. Never Let Me Down. All Falls Down. One of my favorite songs of all time. Last Call, a song that people still try to do today. Slow Jams. Oh, that was amazing. Jesus Walks. Jesus Walks was fire. We Don't Care. Like, College Dropout is S tier. Late Registration. Late Registration was A tier. I wouldn't say S tier because it didn't have the same amount of hits. But yet these hits and those hits, that they don't reverberate as deeply as College Dropout did, but A tier all the way. Touch the Sky. Oh my God. Touch the Sky was amazing. Bring Me Down. I love that song. We Major. Oh my God, We Major with Nas? Yo, A tier. Diamonds. Diamonds didn't like really survive my playlist all like that, but I respect Diamonds more than a lot of his singles. Like Late Registration, A tier all the way. 808s and Heartbreak, D tier. D as in damn. D as in David. D as in why would you do this to us, Kanye? And sadly, this is the one that caught on and changed the whole music industry. D tier 808s and Heartbreak is the thing that the music industry has become all about. Now there was moments that was within there though. I would say Amazing with Kanye, with Jeezy. Honestly, that was the only song that I really rocked with off of 808s and Heartbreak. D tier. Graduation is B tier. B as in baby. B as in I badly wanted better, but I take it. Stronger is one of my favorite songs produced by Timbaland. That was a really good song. Champion was cool. Flashing Lights was amazing. Flashing lights. That was it. That was my joint. That was yeah. B tier. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'll put it there with Graduation. Well, no. I'll give it A tier. I'll give it A tier with Late Registration. I'll go with Late Registration, My Dark Twisted Fantasy. With Monster. All of the lights, Power. Runaway, Devil in a New Dress. Like yeah, A tier, My Dark Twisted Fantasy is easily the best album that Kanye has released. Well, the last greatest album that Kanye West released. Watch the Throne. Sorry, bro. F tier. F as in you failed. F as in what the F was this? F as in I had such high hopes because you're Jay-Z and Kanye West, two of my favorite artists of all time. Two people that I know can create a classic. You can create a classic, but when you drop in Paris, when you drop in Paris, bruh. Catchy, yes. No denying, catchy, yes. But no. Song was trash. Otis was trash. No Church in the Wild was trash. Made in America with Frank Ocean, which I was kind of like, I'm not the biggest Frank Ocean fan, not the biggest fan of all of Odd Future and all that. But I recognize Frank Ocean does have his own vibe. He has his own style. He can sing a bit. But trash. I never got behind Watch the Throne. Never did. Yeezus. Trash. Oh, we're giving the F. Like, what the F was you thinking, Kanye? But I know what you were thinking, Kanye. This is when he got the whole Picasso mindset. You feel me? It's more of, yo, I'd rather be notable making the worst music that I possibly can. I'd rather be the most notable individual dropping the biggest amount of trash there ever was than become forgotten but dropping the best music that I can do at the time. You feel me? Like, that's the mindset that Kanye did from this. And I will say, I will say Bound 2 was actually kind of good. But that was it. Bound 2 was the only good song that I would say off of Yeezus. But then I like the energy, and I like the critical acclaim of it. I like the direction to a degree. You feel me? Like New Slaves, I Am a God, even Black Skinhead. These songs were like super crazy, diverse, just throw it all together, try to create something, create a new sound. None of them worked. Oh, not a single one of them worked. But yet he was trying something new, different, crazy. I'll give props to that, but we talking musically, F tier. The Life of Pablo. I'll give it D, a D tier. D as in damn. D as in what did you do here? Like, okay. There were interesting, like, Father Stretch My Hands. Fire song. I liked it. But the way that he rolled this out, this was more of like the predicate to what he was doing with Donda. Ultralight Beam was alright. People love Waves. I wasn't big on Waves. Wolves was cool, but nah. The Life of Pablo just was not for me. Yay, trash. I mean, Yikes was alright. Yikes was alright. I'm not gonna take away from Yikes. England Keep It Real says that Bound 2 sample was annoying. I can see how that could get annoying, because when you listen to the sample, you realize Kanye did that sample. He had somebody help him touch it up a little bit, but the way that Kanye sampled that, it wasn't like he did the sample from back in the day. You dig? Never Let Me Down. It wasn't anywhere near the Never Let Me Down sample. He did the Bound 2 sample. It wasn't the best, but it was easily the best song off that album, though. Easily the best song off that album. But Yay was F tier. I did like Yipes. Yipes was cool. But the rest of it, Ghost Town, Violent Crimes, All Mine, all of these songs were trash, dog. Kids See Ghosts. That was F. F tier all the way. All the way F tier. Like, bro. Like, not only did this collaboration with Kanye West and was it Cudi? It's Kid Cudi. This collaboration hasn't really yielded amazing music throughout the years. And the fact that they rushed this through for the good summer, the fact that they rushed this through, dude, this was horrible. This was horrible. The whole hot summer, the whole summertime theme that they had, all of those projects was trash. That was the one to cap it off. Jesus is King, his gospel album. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Wasn't a fan of any of these songs. Not one. And I know a lot of people was on Follow God and use this gospel with the clips on there. But nah, this was F tier all the way. Not a single song off of this made my playlist. Which brings us all the way to Donda. Oh man. I never thought about this up until this moment. You feel me? I never thought about doing a tier listing for this, but I think enough time has passed that Donda is not as bad as Kids See Ghosts or Yay. Right there with Life of Pablo. So I give it a D tier. I give that a D tier. Which brings us all the way up to Donda 2. Yes, I know Donda 2 has not released yet. But just based off of Easy, the song, based off of the collaborations that we're seeing, Moneybagg Yo, that is supposed to be, excuse me, the collaboration, Moneybagg Yo, that was supposed to see Antonio Brown, Whack 100, and The Game, and all these people in the studio. This is on the trajectory of being an F-tier album, especially since he's not giving it no time. He's not putting forth or trying to make any quality music. He's not trying to take his time to make it into the best music possible. It seems like he's going to try to rush something out for 2/22/22. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't rock with it. I just cannot rock with it. But that's it for everybody. That's it for real. That's it. We going to an hour and a half now, dude. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, man. I try to live stream whenever there's anything of interest to talk about. Every Friday, every Thursday night at 2 o'clock in the morning-ish, there's always an album review. Fridays, I'll try on Fridays to talk about the music that I did not review that came out. But if something of interest comes out like this, so late. Man, I was just about to skate. Soon as I try to walk away, Sholay, you pull me back in. Don Corleone in the house. Yes, I just gave the whole tier listing of all of Kanye West's albums from beginning to end, and it was fun. Money Mitch is in the building. What up, fam? Hey, man. Yes, this Donda 2 is on the path of becoming an F-tier album, dude. But to reiterate, I went through all of Kanye West's albums, you feel me? And I will say the College Dropout is an S tier. S as in savage. S as in amazing. S as in the most amazing album that you come across. College Dropout, S tier. Late Registration, A tier, as in A is in alpha. A is in A. That was alright. That was dope. That was dope. Late Registration is that. 808s and Heartbreak, I gave it a D tier, I believe. A D tier because, hey, you can't take away from the fact that it changed the way that music is made. Amazing off of that with Jeezy was pretty cool. But that was about it. D tier album, bro. Graduation, I will give that a B tier. B as in baby. B as in, alright, that was cool. That was cool. Not anywhere near as strong as your best stuff. But songs like Stronger, ooh. B tier joint. My Dark Twisted Fantasy, gave that an A tier, I believe. Songs like All of the Lights, Monster, you got Power, you got, that was Kanye's last great album. Oh, so y'all been up in there for the minute. All right, that's a bet. Oh, ultimately though, Kanye, man. Kanye been dropping, Kanye just came out with that Easy song, if you guys heard that Easy song, as he's trying to showcase that he's about to come out with a new album. He's gonna have Antonio Brown. AB is clearly no longer in the NFL. AB, thank God, he's gonna expose himself. AB is about to expose himself for the fraud musically that he's always been. And, he's never going to be able to go back. He's never going to be able to come back. Oh, Money Mitch, did you see that I got My man's intelligence cycle hit me with the 1999 on the Cash App or the support. He supported the channel for $20. Did you catch that? Sholay says, you know, I was never a fan, so I really don't care or have a valuable opinion. See, you've always just been a hater though, Shows. Like, it's hard to deny the fact that Kanye West has had a very strong imprint and he delivered a lot of quality classic material over his career. Just not no more. Like, not since My Dark Twisted Fantasy has he ever dropped anything of quality. So I can feel you in that aspect, but Kanye was never an amazing rapper, but you can't take away what he's done for the game and the fact that he's created classic music, the fact that Kanye is still relevant today just because of his foundation of doing a lot of quality music. If Kanye never dropped classic music to begin with, nobody would care about Donda and Donda 2 and Ye and all of these joints that are complete trash, like Watch the Throne and all of these whack projects. No one would care about these. Point blank, period. If Kanye didn't already set up the foundation of amazing music from the beginning. You feel me? It would not be possible. Now, the thing about you Shows, you get closed-minded to how you feel music should be. When you perceive music as one way and you close yourself off from the actual evolution, and you don't necessarily have to be lyrical, you don't necessarily have to rhyme a kind of way in order to make great music. When you open yourself up to that, then you realize individuals like Kanye, yeah, you gotta give him his due. He's gonna go down as one of the greatest in hip hop history. I hear you, but he's def the music industry Kardashian. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. You can't do Kanye like that. I rebuke that. Kanye actually has things that he brought to the table with hip hop. Kim K has nothing that she's brought to the table with anything. She's always just been there. And by having a finessing mom, she was able to finesse her way into her status. But Kanye actually provided hits to become a billionaire, on top of him being he's the most tactical and amazing promotional mind that hip hop has ever produced. So you can't disrespect Kanye that hard. I'm all for disrespect. But that was a whole nother level of disrespect right there. Money Mitch saying, yeah, Ye is a legend. Facts. You can't take away his legendary status. That Ye is the dude, man. And you ain't gotta like him. I don't like Kanye. I think Kanye needs to stay on his medication, and they need to up the dosage, and they need to, like, the kind of medication that make you drool all the day. You feel me? The type of medication that you can't function right. That's the kind of medication that he needs to stay on all the time, so he can get his mind back right, so that he can stop stop being a Kardashian. You feel me? Because he has become the Kardashian of hip hop. He has become that, but he wasn't always that. Kanye, man, you got to give Ye his props, man. You got to give Ye his props. But damn, fam, I'm glad y'all pulled up, man. I'm glad y'all pulled up, but I'm about to, nigga, I ain't eating nothing all day. I've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm about to go ahead, grab me something to eat, and then maybe hop onto some Street Fighters. Or if you online, Money Mitch, I'll probably come through, peep you. I was watching a lot of your joints. If anybody in here, anybody who make it to the end of this video, Money Mitch, he does. He got makeshift Mitch _ makeshift is a YouTube channel where you can watch. He's mainly focusing right now on Apex Legends, and he's beasting on them, like catching dubs all day, killing the game, and it's hilarious too because his commentary is next level. And Don Corleone shows he plays as well, as they team up and they go out there and they catch bodies, man. For anybody who made it all the way to the end, y'all should go ahead and peep them on out, man. They do their thing, man. I try to follow as much as I can all the time. But that's it for me, everybody, man. I'm starving, and it's gonna take me like 20 to 30 minutes to make what I'm about to make, but it's gonna be fire. But I will catch y'all on the flip side. Love y'all. Till next time.